This is CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio.
Good evening. You're watching our rolling coverage here on CNN News 18. Our champs are back home and India is awaiting, Mumbai specifically is awaiting that victory lap. It was a homecoming like no other. We've seen all of these champions get what they deserve and much more right from touchdown at the Delhi airport this morning to when they landed at the Mumbai airport a short while ago. They are in fact en route Marine Drive. That Queen's Necklace, as that lane is called, is chock-a-block with people that are waiting to catch a glimpse of our champions. It's a country, remember, that treats cricket like a religion. This is a moment that will be etched in people's memories for years to come. Kanav, my colleague, in fact, is joining us from Marine Drive, from Nariman Point, very close to where the team is going to be. Kanav, what's the mood like in just a few minutes from now that victory lap is going to begin?
Well, the mood is really good here. The euphoria, as you can see. The team bus on which the team will do the tour is here. It's parked here. And with the bus, after seeing the bus, the crowd have really erupted and they are chanting, they are, saying their slogans loudly. And now you can see a jam-packed Marine Drive, jam-packed Nariman Point. Up till now, the fans were running from one point to another, just waiting for the team, just waiting for the players. But now the officials have started coming in. There are some VIP cars which have started coming in. The team bus is here. It's parked. We showed the visuals of the team bus earlier. It's all decked up with the team photo along with the T20 World Cup trophy. And now the fans, now that they know that with the bus coming here, it means that the Indian team is closer, very close to them. And the chants have begun. Mumbai Charaja, Rohit Sharma have begun. And along with that, Virat Kohli, Jasprit Bumrah, Hardik Pandya. The fans are really happy. Thankfully, the rain has stopped. It was raining on and off again and again. And it was really agitating the crowd as the fans. But now the rain has completely stopped. I can see the sky is bit clear. But the fans here, I can't even begin to tell you the noise. It is here right now. And once the team comes, the slogans, the chants, the hooting, everything. We can see some super fans over here who we see in stadiums, painting their whole body orange, white and green in Indian flag and supporting the men in blue in the stadium. Well, they are here too. And you can see the chants. The fans are getting excited with every passing second, because every passing second means that the Indian team is inching closer to them. They want to see their favorite players. They want to see the ICC T20I trophy. They want to see their Mumbai Charaja, Rohit Sharma. They want to see King Kohli, Hardik Pandya, Surya Dada, a great catch taker from the final who took a brilliant catch in the final. And many fans here have praised Surya Kumar Yadav for that catch. And they say that that catch is probably the reason that we have the trophy right now. But it's really loud here. The fans are super excited and I'm surrounded by fans 360 degree on every corner. There are about hundreds of fans, waiting for the team to arrive, waiting for their favorite captain, favorite players, favorite all-rounders to arrive. And once they arrive here, I'm pretty sure that the noise would be double. As you can see the visuals on your screen, police have to control them because they are slowly getting ahead. Because they want to get closer to the team bus that's parked there. They want to get as close as they can so that they can get proper visuals of their favorite players. But as of now, the police are doing a great job. They had to push some players for some fans here. But the fans are not relaxing. They are going, they are very excited. The euphoria here is very loud. The noise is very loud. And I'm pretty sure once the team bus comes, this is going to get louder and louder.
Absolutely. The bus is all ready. The players are going to be there any minute now. We saw them exit the Mumbai airport just a short while ago. The trophy was in their hand. Interesting though, it was with Hardik Pandya there. He's come a long way, many would say, in the last couple of months. The moment when India won on 29th, when the final happened, the emotions were out there for everyone to see as far as Hardik Pandya goes. It was the trials and tribulations of the recent past for Hardik Pandya, and that overwhelming grief that had suddenly become a redemption moment for him, that's something that came across on that day. It continues to come across even now. He's just about taken to social media a short while ago a picture with that trophy where he says, "See you soon, Wankhede." Wankhede, of course, is gearing up. We see thousands of people that waited for hours together before Wankhede Stadium's gates opened up so they could get in when that felicitation ceremony happens. All those who couldn't then made their way to that very road that you see on your screens, that 1 kilometer stretch. At least one half of that road is chock-a-block with people there. It's a sea of people right next to the Arabian Sea there. The bus is already there, the open bus, which will be a part of this parade. We will be seeing our world champions atop that bus in just a few minutes from now. But let me open this up. We have our panelists who join us on this edition to give us more perspective of what this win, what this moment really means. Subbalakshmi Sharma, Indian cricketer, is with us. Ajay Ratra, former Indian cricketer. Chaitanya Nanda, former Indian cricketer as well. Sports journalist Vimal Kumar and Gulu Ezekiel will be are with us too. We'll have one of those super fans that has been making headlines here in the studio with us just a short while from now. But let me begin by asking Gulu Ezekiel, you know, this is like a deja vu moment. We've seen this kind of victory parades, these kind of victory laps in the past as well. We saw that right from 1983, 2007, 2011 and now.
Yeah, well, I have to say that in 1983, it was not quite the same level of hysteria, if I could put it that way. Certainly, 2007, after we won the inaugural World T20, there was an open bus parade, and 2011, it was on our home soil, right in the heart of Bombay. So that made it extra special for the fans and for the players themselves. So yes, this is like a rewind, like a deja vu, as you said, and it's certainly wonderful. I mean, I'm quite amazed at the packed crowds. I know the weather has not been very conducive in Mumbai right now, but to see these thousands or maybe lakhs, I don't know, maybe a reporter can give us an estimate, out on the streets to welcome the team. It's really wonderful.
There are about 30,000 or more just inside the Wankhede Stadium. That's the capacity of the stadium, and we're given to understand it's bursting at the seams. In fact, these are visuals that are coming in of the team bus, carrying the players, the support staff, all of whom are making way to Nariman Point from where this victory lap, this open bus parade is going to begin. It will culminate at the Wankhede Stadium where there is going to be a felicitation ceremony for the world champions. There is a lot of delay as far as when this was expected to happen, but that hasn't dampened any spirit that we see. People have been waiting for hours together, both on the streets of Mumbai and inside Wankhede Stadium, and that continues. In fact, Subbalakshmi Sharma, Indian cricketer, joins us on this broadcast, and I want to talk to her about this kind of excitement. You know, Subbalakshmi, this is a country which treats cricket like a religion. You must have felt that too. You've played for India, you've represented India in all formats. कैसा लगता है आपको, कैसा महसूस होता है इस देश के लिए खेलने के लिए, जहां इतने सारे लोग इतना सारा समय देते हैं क्रिकेट देखने के लिए?
ये आप मतलब मैं इसको वर्ड्स में नहीं बता सकती हूँ, ये एक ऐसा मतलब वो फीलिंग्स था, क्योंकि जब आप रिप्रेजेंट करते हो कंट्री तो सारे जो भी होते हैं सबकी तो वो चॉइस होती है कि मैं वर्ल्ड कप अपनी इंडिया के लिए जीत पाऊँ। बट जैसे ही हमने मैच वाले दिन मैच देख रहे थे तो वो एक्साइटमेंट इतनी ज़्यादा हो रही थी, ऐसे गूज़बम्स आ रहे थे कि वो इंडिया वर्ल्ड कप की क्लोज जा रही है। इससे पहले भी 23 में क्लोज गई थी, बट समहाउ वो नहीं मिल पाया था। वो उस दिन की विक्ट्री से ऐसा हो रहा था कि हम सब ने पूरे इंडियन टीम के साथ हम सब भी जीत कर वो फील कर पा रहे थे। इस बार एक्साइटमेंट बहुत ज्यादा थी जी, इस बार भी, लेकिन लग रहा था बहुत एंड तक 4-5 ओवर जब तक बचे हुए थे तब तक लग रहा था शायद इस साल भी चूक जाए, शायद इस साल भी हाथ से निकल जाए। कब लास्ट 4-5 ओवर्स में तो ये फीलिंग आ रही थी कि शायद गया वर्ल्ड कप, हमारे हाथ से गया, बिकॉज वो बॉल टू बॉल का हो गया था, तो वो फीलिंग आ रही थी। बट आपने वो स्पेल, वो बुमराह का स्पेल और अर्शदीप का जो स्पेल था उन्होंने वापस गेम में लाया, सूर्य कुमार यादव का कैच, तो वो क्रिकेट एक ऐसी चीज है ना कि वो कभी भी गेम में आपको लेके आ सकता है। तो वही इंडियन टीम ने भी वही मतलब होप रखा था शायद, इसलिए हम क्लोज गए उसके।
आपने बुमराह की बात की सुबलक्ष्मी, बट आपके कौन फेवरेट्स रहे हैं इस टूर्नामेंट में? फाइनली क्या, आई एम श्योर आपने पूरा टूर्नामेंट फॉलो किया होगा।
आप इस वर्ल्ड कप में अगर देखोगे ना, फर्स्ट मैच से आप देखोगे सबने परफॉर्म किया पूरी टीम में, मतलब पर्टिकुलर किसी सिंगल प्लेयर ने ऐसा नहीं था। सारे मैचेस में हर एक प्लेयर्स ने परफॉर्म किया। कभी रोहित शर्मा ने किया, कभी विराट कोहली ने किया। विराट कोहली ने ऐसे टाइम पे किया जब से सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत हो रही थी। तो वो बोलते हैं ना, पूरी टीम की कॉम्बिनेशन ऐसी थी कि वो हर मैच में कोई ना कोई हीरो बन के निकल रहा था। और एज अ फास्ट बॉलर तो मैं हमेशा बुमराह के लिए बोलूंगी।
Bumrah is the favorite. Bumrah is also someone who, on the back of a long injury, made this comeback. He's somebody who's been a steady performer. Ajay Ratra, would you agree? He's somebody who's had dependability of sorts as far as Team India was concerned throughout the tournament.
Yeah, no doubt about that. In fact, the way he has been bowling throughout the tournament and of lately few years, if you take up any format, T20, one day or Test cricket, and coming after an injury and that to back injury is not that easy for a fast bowler. Whenever a fast bowler bowls, I think it a lot of its body takes a lot of toll on it, and for Bumrah it's more because of his action. Biomechanically, that is not very correct in terms of cricket. If you say he's a very unique kind of action he got, but that went in his favor because it is very difficult for the batters to pick that action, and also he got that extra pace as well, and he got everything as a bowler. Like he got accuracy, he can bowl at the good length, he can nail the yorkers, bouncers, slower. He has got everything, and the way he has performed throughout the tournament, it's amazing. In fact, he has bowled the most difficult overs during the innings. Uh, Wherever he is bowling, like in a power play, in middle overs or in death overs, he has done it for the country, and I think he's a true legend in this modern day cricket. And Indian team also use him really well. They have given him a break wherever he was not required, and thanks to BCCI NCA medical team as well, who has kept Bumrah and the other players fit in this particular tournament. I think in 2022 we have missed Hardik and Bumrah in that tournament, but this tournament most of the players barring Shami all were available for the Indian team.
And speaking of pacers, Hardik Pandya, Chaitanya Nanda is someone one just can't hate anymore. You know, there was a time where there were all boohoos for him, from boohoos to woohoos, so to say. For Hardik Pandya, that's really the story as far as this tournament goes.
Yes, you know, when you go through a hard time, then you become more mentally strong, and that what have Hardik Pandya was waiting for it. So when it was not going his way, he was like, you know, must be waiting from inside. Let the time change, and I will show what I am made of. Because if you see his cricket journey, he has done very well for Team India. He has done very well for the place wherever he has played for the franchise cricket or whatever. It was the last 6 months where he was, you know, being targeted, and when you put a pressure on the player and you're not able to perform, then you know the urge to perform makes you more weak. That is called fear of failure. It comes in your mind because as Hardik, if you see Hardik Pandya has this tag of coming and hitting big sixes and performing with the bat ball, with the fielding ability. So when you have that tag of performing with you, the fear of failure become bigger for you as a player. So as a player, if you see Hardik Pandya was put under the pressure, he wants to perform, wants to come back. A few months back, he wants to do well and, you know, get that boohoos away from him. But it was coming back to him every time. But when this World Cup came, he was not the captain. He was the one who can be, you know, go on the back bencher, sit down, relax, give the chance to others to perform. But the way Rohit has worked with him, the way Rohit managed him, and the support staff managed him, gave him the confidence he needed. He came back, he did well, and you see today boohoos become woohoos because you see he carried the trophy out of the Mumbai airport. And one thing I want to say, if you see that over, you know what happened in cricket, they say you have to change the momentum, and that was done by Rohit Sharma. If you see when they were going for a run, when Klassen was hitting the ball very well, he got Bumrah. So when Bumrah comes, most of the players want to just want to go on the defensive mode and see off Bumrah. So as a Klaasen, when he was batting, attacking, suddenly he has to change his mind to say, okay, now I will not go after Bumrah. I will go after some other bowler. Let me be a defensive player. So what happened? The mindset changed for the player, and then again the Hardik came and he wanted to change his mindset again and go attacking. So this is what happens when you try to change the plan of the other team, other player. So that where India played a very well mental game with the South Africans. And Africans, because they've been known as a choker for very long, and they have choked at so many points. So that was the time where Indian players knew that if they able to put that little bit of doubt in their mind, they will start choking. And that what happened when Bumrah came in. He bowled a brilliant over, no run came, and suddenly first ball Hardik Pandya got Klaasen out. So everything went in their mind. They went on the defensive mode. They thought, okay, let's not attack right now. We'll take the game deep. And there, that choke mindset came in front of them, and they choked at the last minute. And that catch which is taken by Surya Kumar Yadav is again a special gift for Indian team. I think this catch will go in the books of history for the best ever catch, because this was one of the most difficult catch. It has the pressure of billions of people of India. If it has been dropped or if it has been missed, it would have been a different story altogether. So I think the way Surya Kumar Yadav kept himself cool at that point of time, it should also deserve applause from all of us. And we see where we are right now. We can see billions of fans on the street, sea of fans out there. I think everybody is enjoying it, and yes, it's a story of boohoos to woohoos for Hardik Pandya.
And Vimal Kumar, you were traveling across the Caribbean, you were traveling across the United States. You've seen Hardik Pandya, his performance, and all of that, when that culminated, the moment we won. For a few minutes, there was just tears trickling down his face. It was raw emotion, and that was the story he wanted to tell the world. That I have performed, my performance have spoken for me. This is everything that would silence critics right then and there.
Yes, indeed, and that's the moment. Yeah, if there is a one moment which can define Rohit Sharma, just when Hardik was speaking to the broadcaster, just kissing him, and that was something. Elder brotherly love. That was all over there. And I must tell you, people are not talking about Hardik Pandya and Rohit Sharma. But the back story, I must tell you, the moment I landed, and I landed before Indian team landed there. So first day in Cantigay Park in New York, there was a practice session, and that was the only session where I did not see Hardik and Rohit. Maybe this was just the first day; everyone was just trying to mingle each other. But on the second day, from second onwards, every day Rohit and Hardik, they will bat together simultaneously in the nets. They will keep discussing their batting, like when Hardik was beaten or something, anything technical issues. So Rohit was like not only captain but like a mentor. And then when Hardik was bowling, Rohit would be watching along with Rahul Dravid and giving his inputs, what he expects from the team. And there was a day, just maybe it was third day or fourth day, I don't remember exactly. I had noted it down, and so fourth day there was something. Hardik was bowling to either Virat Kohli, so the ball was short, and then Rohit came and he just punched him on the back in a just a humorous way, and everyone laughed. Everyone laughed, and I think for me that was the moment that captured the team spirit of this team India. Just before the World Cup, we know the background story, how everyone was hating Hardik Pandya. There were stories, conspiracy theories. It's Rohit versus Hardik, but it wasn't the case. I must tell you, having following this Indian cricketing for last 2 years on every tour since June 2022, I have never seen a more happier dressing room than this one. Especially since the last tour of Caribbean, where Indian team won the ODI series. They lost the T20 series, but they won the ODI series and the Test series. The camaraderie, the preparation, because they knew they were going to win the sea. It hasn't come as a fluke. The way Indian team has prepared hard, BCCI must be given credit, because India were the only team which toured Caribbean in 2022, in 2023, knowing that these are the conditions they are going to face. they studied. They knew that the left arm spinners will be very relevant. So they picked four spinners, three of them left armer. Everyone criticized, what the hell? Three spinners, similar kind of spinner. Why didn't you pick a off spinner? But the data, if you go by the data suggests in Caribbean pitches, in CPL games, it are the slow left arm bowler who are most difficult to hit. Just leave aside the final game where Kuldeep and Akshar went for a lot of runs. Otherwise, if you look at, we have been talking about the fast bowling unit, but our spin trio, the Kuldeep Yadav, Akshar Patel, and Ravindra Jadeja, they were fantastic. So I think overall, if you look at, if I were to point out the thinking, the leadership, the Jugalbandi, as we say, the Jugalbandi of Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid, I think that was the most significant factor. Both selfless player. I don't think anybody can argue with that. Never ever in the history of Indian cricket, a coach and captain have been so selfless, who have put the team above themselves. I think you can talk about the individual players or captains, but a team management, both selfless and the brand of cricket they put. People talk about this, India have won the World Cup in past. Mahendra Singh Dhoni team has won the World Cup. They have done exceedingly well. But when you talk about legacy of Rohit Sharma, the legacy of Rohit Sharma will be just to ensure that India plays as a team. For too long, historically, we have been obsessed about the individual milestone. We get happier. Oh, somebody has got the 100. Oh, somebody has got the average of 50. Oh, somebody has got the 500 wicket. But Rohit Sharma insisted, I'm not interested in 150s, 5 wicket haul. On a particular day, on a particular moment, I want this cameo. That is why, if you look at in the game against Pakistan, Akshar Patel was promoted and he played a crucial knock. That was a match. It wasn't a 50, it wasn't a 100, but that was a match-winning knock. You look at what Akshar did, the same thing. In the next few matches, he did not bat in the for top order. He was given this role when we will win crisis, when the top order struggles, he will send you. So the most difficult task Akshar Patel was assigned and he delivered because he was told that no matter whether you fail or succeed, we are not going to judge you. You look at, these are the stories. The way Rohit Sharma, see, Rohit himself took the initiative, and for a captain, see, the Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, from the very beginning, they have been, from the club level, they have been the match winners. They have been taught to bat in a certain way, that you have to protect your wicket because you are the most important batter. To unlearn those things and then just do not to put price on their wicket, going from the first ball, which Rohit Sharma did spectacularly well, even in the 2023 ODI World Cup. I think this is the template of Rohit Sharma, the way he led, the way he inspired, the way he made everyone believe that to come as a unit, it's not easy. Because
Yes.
if you look at in this team, there are not 1 to 7 captains. To manage the egos of 7 captains, to motivate them to deliver a World Cup title, especially after a gap of what, nearly 13 years. We won the last time in 2011. So I think this is incredible. There are
And 17
lovely
for the
stories.
T20 World Cup. A 17-year-old drought that had finally ended. But speaking of Rohit Sharma, Gulu Ezekiel, for Rohit Sharma, this was life coming a full circle. He debuted in 2007 when India won the T20 World Cup. He's captained the side this time around and retired from the T20 format for India this time around. So 17 years, and what an incredible career it has been for Rohit Sharma as far as the T20 format goes.
Yes, you
That
see, in
is what
2007, it was the inaugural T20 World Cup. And back then, the T20 was a very unknown format. In fact, the IPL was only launched in 2008. And the Indian team, before the T20 World Cup, had only played a single T20 match in South Africa. So even the fans, the media, the players, they were not aware what exactly this format was about. And if you recall, all the senior players, Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly, they decided to skip the tournament. The whole focus of the cricket world was not on the 2007 World Cup like it is on this one. So to see Rohit Sharma play continuously from 2007 to 2024, 17 years of T20s, he hasn't missed a single T20 World Cup. That shows a remarkable consistency. and he was just a kid. He was just a junior in the inaugural World Cup, and now he's captain and senior, one of the senior most players. And you know, for him to retire from T20s, for Virat Kohli to retire, for Jadeja, I think this was absolutely the perfect time for them to announce the retirement. When you're on the top, if you retire, then you will be remembered forever. So I think the journey has been wonderful for Rohit in particular.
And you were speaking of IPL, I want to get in Ajay Ratra as well. You know, since IPL began in 2008, it's interesting. The last time we won a T20 World Cup was a year before that. Since IPL, which is the most popular T20 format, one would say, since then, 16 years of that, and we hadn't won a T20 World Cup since then. Do you think that's just a coincidence?
Yeah, you can say that. Actually, yeah, but the way IPL has been conducted and so many players performed really well. A lot of youngsters coming up who has done well on that platform. Uh, but if you talk about Indian team, that benefit Indian team has a definitely benefit of that IPL because they were getting a lot of good players. They have a lot of players options for that team selection and all. They were among the best countries who were doing well in the shorter format in T20 cricket, but just somehow they were not managing to click, not managing to win trophies. So I would say yes, cricket wise definitely shorter format thanks to IPL, that IPL has given that platform so that new players and of course experienced players get to play among and against top class international players, in which young players get a lot of confidence. They have the feeling if they can hit that particular bowler, that particular international bowler in a IPL, so they can do well against them in the international cricket as well. I think that is a big advantage for that player. Earlier there was a lot of difference between say state cricket and playing for India. There was a lot of difference. Suddenly you go to that level and the first question as a player you feel, do I belong to this area? So then question, that answer comes depending on the performance and all. But now whoever guys plays for India, that gap is really very very minimum, IPL and India, because they are already kind of playing international cricket against international players whom they are not only playing against but with them also practicing. They are watching their routines, their practice schedules, what they do to improve their game. They learn so much a lot. Of course international players do learn from the Indian players as well, and getting used to the Indian conditions as well. So all and all, definitely IPL has a big impact on the Indian cricket. I won't say just the T20 cricket, but that difference of domestic and international, it was minimal, which is definitely had a word of good for the young players.
And speaking of young players, Chetan and Nanda, we are going to be seeing the three bigs have retired as far as the T20 format goes. Where do you think this is going to lead for the next generation? You know, at the time Rohit debuted in 2007, he was seen as the flag bearer of the new generation cricketers. Now, as he passes that baton on, who in your mind could fill those big shoes as far as Jadeja, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma are concerned?
These are the big shoes which are going to be filled by anyone. I think it's now you will see a little bit of transition period because replacing Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma or Ravindra Jadeja, it's going to be a big task for any player. And I feel that the players, those who come and play on those numbers, first of all, we should not compare them with Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli or Ravindra Jadeja, because it will be, again, we are putting pressure on them to perform like the legends. Because if you see, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli took years to become a legend. What they have achieved now, it has a different story of a lot of years gone by. So I think for us, if somebody comes up, we need to give them time. Time and that space where they can build themselves up and don't have that pressure of filling those shoes. But as you see, Indian cricket is have a dearth of players, have a lot of talent which can fulfill those shoes. But it's just that we don't need to put a pressure on them. Let them play the way they play. Right now, if you see who's the baton barrier, I think Bumrah is there, Hardik is there, Surya Kumar Yadav is there, to take that, for the front. And if you see Rituraj Gaikwad is getting ready, Yashasvi is doing well. So there are many players which are coming up from from India A or different sides. Shubman Gill is there. So there are many players who can fill these shoes, but it will take some time. First of all, even not the cricket, even the fan following what Rohit and Virat have. So Indian team will also, BCCI will also feel that heat of missing those fan following of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. So I think we need to give time to the youngsters, those who can come and fill in these shows. But I'm sure that it is not difficult to replace, but it will take some time, because we have that talent, bunch of talent which is coming up, which is doing that. And as you asked for IPL give us this you call a confidence, where you know how the international cricket is being played. You play against, see, if I am a batter and I have to face Pat Cummins for the first time in international cricket, it will be a different story, because it will take me time to understand how Pat Cummins comes and bowls, Mitchell Starc comes and bowls. But when you play IPL and you have not played international cricket, you are batting them in the nets, you are batting them in the matches, you are watching their videos with video analysts. So you learn so much before when you go for international cricket. And if you see Indian team is doing well, just missing some ICC trophy finals, not winning them. Otherwise, if you see Indian team in last few years, we are doing well. We are winning most of the matches, or rather it is one day, or rather it is Test cricket, rather it is T20 cricket. It's just we were missing those big trophies. But now we have won that trophy. Again, we will move ahead with the new generation to come and fulfill the shoes of again Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and Ravindra Jadeja. For Ravindra Jadeja, we have Akshar Patel, who is doing well. He has shown that yes, he can take that place. Then for Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, yes, it needs some time to fulfill that area. But we should not put the pressure on them. That's my request to all the media, to all the Indian fans, to all Indian people. Rather, just give them space and let them play their game, let them showcase their talent, let them come and come out and just express what they are made, what they can do best. Rather just like whenever we find an all-rounder, we go and say we find another Kapil Dev. We put a pressure on the these all-rounders. That's why when we start comparing things, then we are not letting that player express himself completely. So everybody has a different kind of a mindset, different kind of expertise, different kind of talent as a bowler also.
Right.
We cannot, if everybody has to be compared, so every bowler should be like a Shane Warne, Anil Kumble, all the leg spinners should be like in those that kind of people. But if you see, everybody has a different way of expressing themselves, different way of talent, different way of bowling. See Bumrah has a different style. Nobody can do that similar thing what Bumrah does for Indian team. So I think everybody has their own set of talent. Let them come out, not put them pressure to fulfill those shoes. Let them come out and express themselves.
We'll speak about Virat Kohli in much more detail with the other panelists as well, but I just want to draw attention to the visuals that are coming in from Mumbai now. The team bus has reached Marine Drive, has reached Nariman Point, from where they will be moving atop that open bus, which will then make its way across that 1 kilometer stretch on Marine Drive, starting from Nariman Point to the Wankhede Stadium, where this victory lap will culminate. Inside Wankhede Stadium, we already have about 40,000 odd people that are waiting to catch a glimpse of our world champions. There is going to be a felicitation ceremony that takes place inside Wankhede Stadium. All of that, once Team India reaches Nariman Point, they come out of that bus that's currently bringing them from the Mumbai airport to Nariman Point and get atop that open air bus, so that they can see this outpouring of love that we're seeing on the streets of Mumbai. Streets are lined with people there. It was raining earlier this afternoon, earlier this evening, but that did not stop anyone. That did not dampen any spirits. A little jittery perhaps is what people got there, but they were refusing to move as to not lose their spot not to lose sight of what was coming their way, and that of course is a glimpse of our heroes, of our champions who've made way, who are back home with that trophy. Subbalakshmi Sharma continues to be with us as well, and we were talking about Virat Kohli. You know, इस टूर्नामेंट में विराट कोहली काफ़ी लोगों की क्रिटिसिज्म रही है कि वो आउट ऑफ फॉर्म रहे, उनका परफॉर्मेंस उतना अच्छा नहीं रहा जितना होना चाहिए था, बट जब बारी आई, जब ज़रूरत थी इन द फाइनल्स, हिज 76 ऑन द स्कोरबोर्ड, आपको लगता है दैट वाज वन ऑफ द रीजंस ये मैच हम जीत पाए?
एकदम ट्रू है, बिकॉज एज अ प्लेयर अगर मैं कहूँ ना तो परफॉर्मेंस अप एंड डाउन होती रहती है, बट एक क्वालिटी प्लेयर की परफॉर्मेंस जब आपका वो सिचुएशन आता है तब आप परफॉर्म करके निकालते हो. एज अ ऑडियंस मैं कहूँ या एज अ सिर्फ व्यूअर मैं कहूँ तो लगता है कि अभी दूसरों को चांस देना चाहिए, बट प्लेयर ऐसे ही बनते हैं, आपको सपोर्ट करना होता है, तो वो एक क्वालिटी है उनकी. आपने थ्रू आउट सपोर्ट किया, तो जब ज़रूरत थी टीम को तो उन्होंने परफॉर्म किया.
वर्ल्ड कप का प्रेशर कुछ अलग होता है, कुछ ज़्यादा होता है. आपको लगता है, आप भी पार्ट रही हैं वर्ल्ड कप टीम्स की, आपने वर्ल्ड कप ओडीआई भी खेला हुआ है, T20 भी खेला हुआ है, आपको लगता है वर्ल्ड कप के मैचेस के दौरान थोड़ा ज़्यादा प्रेशर होता है हर प्लेयर पर?
प्रेशर थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा होता है, बिकॉज आपके साथ पूरी इंडिया की होप रहती है कि कुछ तो मतलब लेके आएंगे, वर्ल्ड कप लेके आएंगे, तो वो एक प्रेशर रहता है बैक ऑफ द माइंड. बट वो होता है ना, एक हैबिट होती है. इंडियन टीम ने 13 साल से वेट किया, उसके बाद उनको मिली है. 2007 के बाद मतलब मैं काफ़ी छोटी थी उस वक्त, मैं भी मैच देख रही थी. अभी मैं देख रही हूँ तो मुझे वो फील हो रहा है, एज अ प्लेयर मैं भी फील कर पा रही हूँ कि मतलब क्या मायने रखता है वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया के लिए. तो वो एक स्पेशल पार्ट है, और वो जिस प्लेयर को मतलब मिलता है वो वही बता सकते हैं उसको कि वो कितनी अच्छी फीलिंग है.
World Cup in any format gives that kind of pressure to the players, but that kind of excitement to the fans that are watching, that kind of feeling that no other tournament perhaps brings. And speaking of World Championships, Gulu Ezekiel, we are going to be seeing the Test Championship next year. Your hopes, expectations from that? Yes, we're in a celebratory mode today, but there's a long way that we perhaps have to keep this kind of excitement on for.
Yeah, well, Poonam, the fact is that we have lost in the final of the last two World Test Championships. And I believe that given the powerhouse that Indian cricket is, and the population and the number of players India has, the depth of talent, the fact that we are winning a world title, after a World Cup title after 13 years, I feel it's a great pity. I mean, by now we should have established ourselves not only as a financial powerhouse, but also as a cricket powerhouse. The euphoria is understandable and it's expected and it's welcome. But the euphoria will be forgotten in a week or so. And then we have to start again. And we have to ensure that this winning becomes a habit. It's not been a habit with the Indian team, either with white ball or red ball cricket. And I think now, considering you were talking about the IPL, the fact is the IPL has been played from 2008, and from 2008 to 2024, this is the first time India has won the World T20. In fact, in these
Correct.
16 years, India has only reached the final once. So what is the excuse for that? What is the reason for that? Now, a major reason for it is that the BCCI prohibits Indian cricketers from playing in T20 leagues abroad. So the Indian players don't get the experience of playing in their leagues. They are confined to our own league. Now, Vimal Kumar made a very good point. He said that the Indian team has gone to West Indies twice to play white ball cricket in 2022 and 2023. That gave the Indian team exposure to conditions, white ball conditions in the West Indies, and was a huge benefit for us to winning the World Cup this time. But why has it not happened in the last 16 years? If we have the biggest and the most lucrative and the longest running T20 league in the world, where all the world's players come to participate, why are we not able to win more world titles? I think this is a question that has to be asked even at this time of euphoria. And this is a question that needs to be answered by the authorities.
Winning needs to be made into a habit. We fans, well, definitely could get used to that habit. Like you're seeing on your screens there, that victory lap has begun. players there atop that bus. The trophy is in the air and chants are ringing the air as far as Mumbai is concerned. But all those fans who are watching this across the country, around the world, can feel the excitement as any one person who on the streets of Mumbai today would feel. And that's really the kind of feeling, that's the kind of emotion that cricket invokes in this country, which is why more often than not it's said that these players are like demigods. Cricket is like a religion for many people here in this country. Vimal, we were talking about euphoria, we were talking about these celebrations and making winning a habit. Well, we fans, I'm sure you who've been travelling with the team, you could get used to this kind of euphoria and this kind of winning as a habit as well? Vimal, I believe you're on mute. If you could just unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, sorry. I think yes, there has been a criticism over the last few years that India has not been able to win ICC trophy, and that those were the fair criticism. But sometimes we need to go beyond the plain stats. See, how many teams apart from Australia, India made it to the WTC final, which is a red ball cricket, highest level of cricket, Test cricket. Then India made it to the 2023 ODI World Cup final, winning all the matches. They just faltered at the last hurdle. Here they won the trophy. And apart from that, if you look at under Virat Kohli's leadership, they made it to the Champions Trophy. Hello?
Go ahead, Vimal.
Yeah. So there have been times when Indian team has been unlucky as well. See, it is not just possible that a team will dominate, which was the case in the 1980s West Indies or Australia. But yes, certainly Indian team has the potential. They have the resources to dominate all formats. So, and this is not just a coincidence, because under Rohit Sharma there is the WTC final, there is the final of ODI World Cup, and now they have won this T20 World Cup. In the next 1 year, if you look at two major trophies are coming: Champions Trophy, which is going to happen in Pakistan, and then obviously WTC final again in England. And these are the two targets which Jai Shah, the BCCI secretary, spoke to the team members, and they said this is just the beginning. Now we should not be satisfied by just this victory. We should ensure the same kind of domination. And I think you could see that change. Now the belief is there that yes, the Indian team thought that they were slightly unlucky. Might be they may have got overawed by the occasion, especially in the presence of Australians who have this world championship in their DNA. But certainly, if any team which can, give the Australians a run for their money, it is Indian team. We should not forget India is the only team which has won the back-to-back, Test series, apart from South Africa, of course. No Asian team has done that. So this time, later this year, they are touring Australia again. That will be the biggest Test series. If India manages to make a hat-trick, 3 series in a row, I think that will be just fantastic for the likes of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Ravichandran Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja. These guys have been the stalwarts of Test team as well. So I think in the last phase of their career, these guys, whether it's Kohli, it's Rohit, Jadeja, Ashwin, they all are confident, and they know that they're leaving something special. Their legacy is going to be something special. So I hope that Indian cricket will take a lot of lessons even from this victory.
A lot of takeaways from this win. We're speaking of the men's team, the Indian team that is there in Mumbai. The heroes welcome, the rapturous sounds that we see echo in Mumbai's air is something that every Indian today glued to their TV screens is soaking in. But I also want to talk about the women's cricket team, and they've been doing fantastically well as well. And I want to get in Subbalakshmi Sharma. Agle saal, there is going to be T20 World Cup as far as the women's team goes. 2017 India had a great run, but जरा से चूक गए थे हम, ऑस्ट्रेलिया जब जीत गई थी. आपको लगता है अगले साल कब हमारा होगा?
वो आप देखोगे तो लास्ट कुछ सालों से हमारे इंडियन वुमेन्स टीम की परफॉर्मेंस काफी अच्छी हो रही है. वो हमेशा फाइनल सेमीफाइनल तक जा रही है. जो पहले मतलब कभी कभी जाती थी फिर ब्रेक होता था. तो अब भी आप देखोगे बीसीसीआई काफी अच्छा वुमेन्स क्रिकेट के लिए मतलब प्लेटफॉर्म तैयार कर रही है. तो होप है कि नेक्स्ट 25 का वर्ल्ड कप हमारे घर ही आएगा, जैसे मेंस का 24 में आया है। तो वो मतलब प्लेयर्स काफ़ी अच्छा कर रहे हैं। अभी आपने रिसेंटली देखा होगा साउथ अफ्रीका सीरीज़ हम जीत गए, टेस्ट वाली, वनडे वाली भी, T20 है। तो होप कि वो वर्ल्ड कप में भी अच्छा ही करेंगे।
साउथ अफ्रीका के साथ कल से एक और युद्ध शुरू हो रहा है एज फार एज द वुमेन्स टीम गोज। T20 सीरीज चेन्नई में शुरू हो रही है कल से। अब तक फेवरेट्स रहे हैं टीम इंडिया एज फार एज द सीरीज विद साउथ अफ्रीका इज कंसर्न्ड। T20 में भी वही होगा आपको लगता है?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल रहेगा, क्योंकि आप एक हाई नोट पे चल रहे हो ना, आप थ्रू आउट मैचेस अभी एक हाई नोट पे चल रहे हो, तो वो एक कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल बहुत अच्छा है टीम का एनवायरनमेंट अच्छा है, तो वो मेंटेन होता है, वो थ्रू आउट आप कंटिन्यू कर पाते हो। तो वो होपफुली अच्छा ही रहेगा T20 में हमारी टीम का।
We do hope that. And Gulu Ezekiel, we're talking about the Indian team. So let's talk about both those teams. You know, we're talking about the performance of the women's team as well. And hopes are riding high on them too. They've done pretty well for themselves, especially in the last few years. In the run-up to the World Cup for T20s next year, that's something that they and we as a country would set our eyes on.
And I'm sure that the men's team victory will be an inspiration to the women as well. Because as of yet, the women's team has not won a World Cup. So that's a bit of a gap in the trophy cabinet. And we certainly hope that they will emulate the men's team and bring more glory to the country. So that's something to look forward to. And then again in 2026 is the next World T20. You know, it's every 2 years by rotation. So, you know, they say that winning is easier than retaining. So now that we've won the title, the challenge will be in 2 years' time that we should be able to retain the title. And I see no reason why we should not. There'll be a new generation of players, obviously, to replace the stalwarts who have retired. But there'll be sufficient time for them to find their feet. And many of them have already played international cricket. So I do feel confident that the Indian team should certainly be on a winning streak. The only trophy which is lacking in our possession is the World Test Championship, which was launched just 4 years ago. So the World Test Championship, certainly as a traditional cricket fan, I feel is really the icing on the cake. And because you have to be consistent over a 2-year period to reach the final. India has reached the final twice. We lost to Australia and New Zealand. It's time we won the World Test Championship as well, and then the set of trophies will be complete. And we're really looking forward to adding that trophy as well to our cabinet.
We'll talk more about the World Test Championships, but I want to get in a word from my colleague from on ground in Mumbai. Preeti Sompura joins us from outside the Wankhede Stadium. Preeti, we're seeing the bus has just about started making its way from Nariman Point. That victory lap has begun. What's the mood like at Wankhede? I'm sure people who've been waiting there for hours together now finally believe their moment has come. This is what they've been waiting for all this while.
Yes, true, because people are here waiting since last 8 to 10 hours, and currently I am just outside the Wankhede Stadium. You can see that people here from the Dhol Tasha come from the traditional Indian team will be welcomed in a traditional Maharashtrian way. This is the source of the Wankhede Stadium. You can see the massive celebration has just started. We are outside the Wankhede Stadium, and within a few minutes from now, the Team India will reach here. Because the road show has already started and it has already crossed the Marine Drive Intercontinental Hotel. So within a few minutes from now, the Team India will reach here, and you can see the celebration has also started at the Wankhede Stadium. You can see the traditional Maharashtrian way, how the people will welcome the India. Wankhede Stadium is 30,000, but people here gather is more than 40,000, and outside more than lakhs of people gather just outside the Wankhede Stadium to welcome the Team India.
Preparations are all there. People are all gathered. It's just a few minutes from now when the team bus, that open-air bus that you see on your screens, will make its way towards Wankhede Stadium. There is, of course, a tight vigil, as you can see, that barricading of the police around the bus. But there are people that have been waiting for hours together at that stretch of Nariman Point, at the stretch of Marine Drive known as the Queen's Necklace, for catching a glimpse of our champions there. You see there the entire team. Virat Kohli was seen with the trophy, holding it high up in the air, kissing it. Those are the visuals on your screens where you see the trophy up in the air for everyone to see, no matter how far or close you are to the bus. Every single fan that's out there on the streets of Mumbai was waiting for hours together, even braving the rain that took place earlier in the evening, just for this very moment. In a few minutes from now, we're going to be seeing all the attention shift to Wankhede Stadium, inside the Wankhede Stadium, in fact, where that felicitation ceremony is going to take place. But let's speak of the different formats. And I want to get in Ajay Ratra in as well. You know, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Ravindra Jadeja have all retired from T20, but we are going to be seeing them play ODIs and Tests. The World Test Championship is coming up next year, like Gulu Ezekiel was also pointing out. These three we would hope to see.
Yes, of course, for the Champions Trophy they will be available. In fact, BCCI secretary already told that all these senior players will be available for that. So they have taken retirement from T20 cricket, and the next focus would be the, yes, of course, Champions Trophy, and they all are available. And regarding T20 also, it's the other team. Other team means one was playing World Cup, and there are few guys who have joined that team, which is led by Shubman Gill. They are playing in Zimbabwe starting from 6th of July. So in that way, we are lucky enough. India has enough talent, and for that sending another almost other team to the Zimbabwe. But for Champions Trophy, yes, all these were available.
Right, we were talking about all kinds of formats, and speaking of Rahul Dravid as well. For him, for the coach, for being that glue, that Fevicol that kept this team together, and the kind of emotions that one saw on Rahul Dravid's face all through that winning moment, for those few minutes right after the win there, then into the dressing room, and now atop that bus. Gulu Ezekiel, that's something that will be remembered forever by many fans. The Wall, as he was known, this is his moment.
Yeah, you see, Poonam, the thing is that in the case of Dravid, he skipped the 2007 inaugural World T20 along with the other senior players. Then in 2003, India reached the final of the World 50 overs in South Africa and lost to Australia. He was a member of that team. 2011, when India won the World 50 overs in Mumbai, he was not in the team. So here, you have a situation where he is finally, not as a player, but as a coach, which is really equally important. He is finally able to get his hands on a World Cup trophy. And this means so much for him because he has been playing a role behind the scenes. Now, Rahul is a guy who shuns the spotlight. He is very low-key. But when I saw him on the day that India won the final on Saturday, when I saw him so ecstatically lifting the trophy, I understood that the emotions of this wonderful player and wonderful asset to Indian cricket over the last 25 years, that really came out on to display in front of the whole cricket world. And it just showed how much he really cares for Indian cricket, and how, unfortunately, till last Saturday, he was not part of any World Cup winning team. So the emotions of all these years, really, I think you could say the wall finally burst, and everything came out, and we saw it on our screens. And for me, it was one of the most heartwarming and fulfilling moments of that particular match on Saturday.
Nicely put. The wall finally burst, because I don't think we've ever seen such kind of emotions from Rahul Dravid in the years that you must have seen him play and then as a coach. But speaking of coaches, Chetan and Nanda, we still have perhaps two people in contention as far as Team India's coach goes, but looks like Gautam Gambhir could be pipping the other candidate. How do you see that? How do you see that as far as a future team is concerned?
See, if you, the name you have taken, if you see him as a coach, he has a very, he has performed well. If you see as a captain when he was for the franchise cricket, as a coach for the franchise cricket, he has done well. But you know, when you come to Team India, it's a different ball game again. Here are the players, those who have owned. See, as a coach, you have to make a team which has to be, you know, play like a family. You have to have a trust in each other completely. That's what we have seen in this team in the last tournament. So I think it will take some time. We need to see how the mindset matches with the captain of the, you know, the new coach. So I think it's too early to say anything about who's gonna be there, or who's gonna do the way they're gonna do it. So I think it's too early to say it. But yes, the most important is to keep the egos aside, have a team which performs like a family, believe like a family, live like a family, trust in each other. These are the most important points when any team or any team game has to do well. As a player, you have to trust your partner. As a bowler, you ball in pairs. As a batsman, you bat in a pair. Now you've seen the fielding is also done in the pairs. Now the catching can be done in the pairs as well. So it's a game where everybody has to have a trust in each other. So I think when the new coach setup came up, or new coach comes to Indian team, it's a strategy what he comes up with, what captain he gets, how well they gel to each other, how well the team gels to each other, how well they have a clarity on their game plan. Because for me, the process and the clarity is the most important thing in game of cricket. If your process is right and you are clear in your mindset, yes, I can go and execute that plan. Suppose I'm a bowler and I have a capability of performing A, B and C plan, not the D plan. But the coach gives me a plan A, B, C and D. So if I don't have that power or that execution power of doing that particular D plan, then I won't be able to do it. So as a coach, you need to understand, yes, this player can perform A or B or C plan, but he can't do D plan. So let's not give him a D plan. Let us give him A, B or C plan, and tell the captain, if you need a D plan to be to be executed, then you're not going to this bowler, you are not going to this player, you are going to a different player. So this is how the coach has to understand the capability of the player, of a bowler, of a batsman, or even a fielder. It's very important in T20 cricket now where you put your fielders, how well you move your fielders, how well they go from this point to that point. Because if you keep a fielder which has to go from one point to other point for the every over, then it will take a lot of time, and there is a penalty on the thing being a late, doing late overs. So I think as a coach, as a support staff, you have to work on many things. You have to understand each and every player. So for me, giving a word coaching is not a right word for a job of coach. I think it's a more man management, how you manage the people, how you manage the person, how you well understand that players, because these players are the top-notch players you have in the country. So you can just manipulate them or man manage them, or tell them, okay, you perform like this on this kind of wicket or something like that, where you just give your thoughts. You cannot coach them, because they are the best players at that point of a time given in whole country.